This is the Division, and in version 1.1 of the beta, which today is the last day. This is my favorite part. I actually like the weather. Look how I can't see anything. I actually just spawned in. I can't see anything. Blizzard conditions. And there it is. I was wondering where I was. So at least I know that there it is. Okay, let me run back over here. Really hard to see when the lights are on, so use that to your advantage. Anyways, the purpose of this video is to show you some of the things that you may or may not have known that you can do. So we'll start with some very basic stuff. And the first basic item that I'm going to teach you how to do is the Roadie run. It's very similar to Gears of War. And basically that little white line is going to be your path of getting to where you need to go. So what this is going to teach you here is how to run from cover to cover without actually having to get out of cover. And basically you just hold down A and you will run from cover to cover. And a lot of people don't know that. The little white line shows you your pathing ability, and that is pretty much it. Yeah, so that's the first thing you can do, and that's just holding down A while in cover and pointing to another cover spot. See, even up there, you can do it. You can climb without pressing the B button. So that's always a good thing to do. I'll do that for you once again. If you want to go upstairs or do something or come to another cover point that is above you, go ahead, select it, hold the A button down, and you will get up into that cover area. Alright, so the next basic thing on the document menu is the emote options that people just don't seem to understand where they are or how they do it. So I'm going to tell you what you want to do is hold down on the D-pad and it will bring up the emote wheel. And I know this is pretty basic for most of you, but some people out there are asking how you do the jumping jacks or the hand clap or the wave or something like that. So what you do is you hold down on the D-pad and select the emote that you would like to do, and you will perform that emote. The jumping jacks, so it does look weird if you have your gun out and you're clapping. Surrender, but that doesn't do anything. So alright, the next basic thing that we're going to do is teach you how to shoot from cover. And shooting from cover, while not exactly hard, but most people don't actually know that you can shoot blind fire without having to do anything. And you can actually do it through vehicles as well. You can blind fire through the thing. And it looks like you're hitting the window, but you really aren't. I've definitely killed people by doing this. But what you want to do is just sit there and crouch down and just hold the button down and shoot. And that's all you need to do. And yeah. So moving on to the next thing. Alright, so I found some enemies for us. And this tip is basically going to be a reticle tip. And what we're going to do here is explain that where you're aiming when you're crouched under there, once you press the left trigger and you're ready to pop up and shoot, that is where you're going to aim automatically. So wherever you're aiming at, so if you're aiming down here, you're going to be aiming down here when you pop up. So what you want to do while you're in cover, before you pop up or do anything else, make sure you're aiming at what you want to shoot at. So this guy here, he's obviously got a baseball bat. So I'm going to pop up, shoot him, he's down. So we're going to make sure. So a lot of people here, they're in cover, they're going to start panicking. And they're not really going to know what to do. So what I'm going to do here, pop up, shoot. Oh. Pop up, shoot. Pop up, shoot. So you see there, I was off to the left side of him, and when I popped up, it was still off to the left side. Make sure that anytime you pop up, you are aiming at what you want to shoot at. Not at the ground, not at the sky. You're looking directly at where you want to shoot and what you want to shoot at. Alright, so the next thing that I want to teach you that you may be unaware of is that
indicate this area is
not that the holding the left stick down if you're on Xbox One helps you sprint, but if you go to the ladder, holding it down will also help you climb faster, as well as it will help you slide down the pole. So that's hold the left stick down to slide and climb faster. So I just want to put that out there. Many people seem to not know that fact. So now you do. Alright, so we've gone through several tips. The next thing I'm going to show you is something that actually isn't in your person. It's actually in the menu. And go to your abilities tab, and I can't go to the talents or the perks, but you'll notice after you've upgraded, at least in the beta, after you upgrade the medical and the tech level twice, you'll get this screen here if you go to your skills. If you don't change your skills, you probably won't see it, and you probably won't know this information, and you probably should. So what you need to do is go in here, and you'll notice that some modifications have opened up for your abilities. And you can press the X button and go over to the modifications and see the modifications based on what it is. So for this one here, this is the pulse, which sends out the recon pulse and marks hostiles and allies through the walls and cover. And the modifications are the pulse has increased range and is capable of locating nearby loot containers. The pulse protects the user and all allies from hostile pulse scans, and damage is increased when attacking hostile targets and by the pulse scan. And down here it gives you the attributes as to what exactly it does. And then once you get the master, you need to have basically the medical wing upgraded and built all the upgrades to get that master. And it gives you the pulse, gives an early warning of nearby hostiles, and identifies if a user has been scanned by a hostile pulse. So always good information to have. Now the tech side is with the sticky bomb, because you can't do any of the other ones yet. But I believe you can go in and see them. Anyways, let's cover the sticky bombs first. The mod BFB creates increased damage for this one. It's not really that useful. I didn't notice a huge increase in the damage that it does. This one's a flashbang, and this one's actually pretty good because if they're in the center when it goes off, you are completely blind and you can't hear anything. So you're pretty much out of it. And the final one is a proximity mine. And once you have the master, the bomb produces less light and sound, making it harder for hostiles to detect, which is also very useless because most of the time you're going to need to throw it out, and it's on a timer. So you can't just leave it somewhere, which is actually stupid, having these on a timer. If it's a one-shot use, it shouldn't be on a timer. Either way, so let's go ahead and check out the ballistic shield, because we can't. This is actually for Dark Zone, and equips a stronger, tighter shield that pulses hostiles when you shoot at it. Equips a shield that grants the user sidearm, increased damage knockback, increased accuracy. Grants the user a small portion of incoming damage as healing. And finally, with the master, after a short time without taking any damage, the shield slowly repairs itself to full health. Now, I'm pretty sure that after a while, you're going to end up seeing all this stuff anyways in the final game. But it makes it really nice to know that it's there and you're ahead of the game once you get in there. So, so for the turret modifications, you need the water purification plant in your tech. So, increases the turret damage and pulses to attack targets, making invisible to all allies. Turret has reduced range but shoots a column of fire, and the turret shoots electrical darts that damage and shock multiple targets. And then the master is the turret explodes when manually disabled, damaging all nearby targets. Now you'll probably see the turret already explode, so that's probably not that bad. So the defibrillator is going to be something that people are going to want, because you can revive downed allies and grant them a portion of their health back. So more efficient healing, temporarily increases damage for the affected target, basically a DPS buff, and extends the duration of all effects, giving allies more time to use the device. So these are all good. These aren't available in beta, so we can't actually take a look at them, I believe. Yeah, so yeah, not available in beta. And the talents and the perks, you can't really actually go. So that's it for the talents modifications. So always good to know, and keeping you a step ahead of the rest of the gang. So once you hit day 1, you're going to be able to know that you're going to want to do that. And I would highly suggest, as a personal tip, going through the single player before even starting out in multiplayer. It's going to make it so much easier. Well, single player, the co-op portion of it, it's going to make it a lot easier to go through these missions. And then once you're finished, you're going to have more. You're going to actually have more options than the people that are already in the zone, because there's going to be a segment of the population that's going to go into the dark zone first and get their ranks up there first, which it really doesn't matter anyways. So my suggestion is play through the co-op, get all of your stuff up first, and then go back and do the dark zone, or at least go back to the dark zone whenever you feel the need.